All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to apostles and elders in New York, GMS, and scientation all around the world that's teaching truth. My name is Maya Kahala Nagab with Chicago branch of GMS. All right, make a disclaimer that we are not black Hebrew Israelites. We are not black Hebrews. We are not black Jews. All right. All right. We are not black Hebrew Israelites. We are simply the Israelites. All right, which are the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the confusion of faith abroad and here in America. All right, it's about basically who are your father. It's about the seed, those who descend from the seed of Israel. All right, this is not a black thing. All right, nobody's black. Black as a car tire. Nobody's black as tar. All right. Nobody. Well, it's only two group of people on this earth. You got dark brown skinned people with different shades. All right. And you got red people. All right. The red people are the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. All right. Adam means red. That's why they skin translucent. They flesh and blood shows through the result of reddish color. All right. So many so-called Negroes and West Indians, which are Jamaicans and Haitians, right, with Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. A lot of you have this false history that you are Africans, man. When you're not. All right. And you know that lie been pushed by Esau, the so-called white man, throughout the medias and stuff, man. All right, because basically to hide the fact that you are Israelites. All right, and but you see, Esau had history. He tell you have what they see. Esau think he'll have you believe that slavery started in 1619, which is basically a damn lie. All right, which is a lie, man. All right, slavery didn't begin on 1619. All right. Those you Israelites forget this false doctrine that we're gonna be delivered out of America in 2019. Yeah, that'd be great, but hey, prophecy all speeding up. But hey, because they get this wrong breakdown in Genesis chapter 15. Someone should be here 400 years, but do your research. We was enslaving the Israelites. I'm gonna use this term. How can I use this term? The Israelites wasn't enslaved. Modern times in 16. I'm just using that term loosely. Modern, I mean like ships and all this stuff, trades and all the everything's between countries stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Modern times. So just using it, all right. When science, of course, science uses H-time, but like when science started picking up and everybody started exploring and going to different countries and stuff and trading and stuff. That's what I meant. That's what I'm in this instance. I'm using modern times as that. But all right, Jay was enslaved 1619, man. All right, and then you gotta think about it. If you look up the other tribes, also Judah and Latin all throughout the Latin countries, all right, and stuff like that. And the Caribbean Islands, Jay wasn't freed, and so-called and all the tribes were freed in so-called 1865, man. All right, you weren't free no goddamn way because you still in slavery. All right, emancipation proclamation do not mean you were free. All right, you still had so-called Negroes. They was being enslaved and assaulted in damn 1960s. I mean, as shocking as that is. Then you think about some of the other tribes in the throughout the Caribbean islands in Latin America, they were free, so-called free before Jake or way after Jake, man. All right, so that 1619 prophecy, a bunch of bullshit. All right, and what they got to do with this because when um when the Moors, when they see the Israelites that convert to Islam, all right, because the Moors convert to Islam in the 7th century. But anyway, you had a lot of J's going back and forth between Spain and Morocco, man. All right, so you had a lot of Israelites in Morocco. Okay, now when the Moors, number of Israelites studying Islam, and the Moreno Jews were conquering Spain. All right, those that was brought down to Spain. But the Most High used Esau to bring them down. Because those part of the curses, man. They know Islam is not has nothing to do with Israel, man. Islam's a false doctrine. Is why Jake was brought down, man. It had to be prophesied anyway, man. Revelation chapter 20. That prophecy had the prophecy in there about Esau being loose for 1,000 years, deceiving the world, man. That had to be, I'm bushing the scripture, but that prophecy had to be fulfilled, man. All right, so that's why that happened. In order to us to learn how to rule and stuff, and then like I said, 2 chapter 6 and 9, man, that Esau's in the world and Jacob's the beginning of, man. So the prophecy had to be fulfilled. So Jacob the beginning of the new world order under righteous rule on Yahweh Bashem Shai. But again, we'll go back to this. A lot of you Jakes believe slavery starting in 1619 was not true, man. All right, because the first slaves, first captives, prisoners of wars were the Moors and the Moreno Jews. All right, so this right here. Let's see, slavery in Spain. All right. Let me see. All right, let's see. It says in 1442, Pope Eugene gave the Portuguese the right to explore Africa. The Portuguese attempted to protect their finest from the Spanish, who began to explore Africa contemporary. At the time, Spain was occupied by a Muslim power, and the Catholic Church felt threatened. Protecting the church, Pope Nicholas V in 1452 gave the right to enslave anyone who was not practicing the Christian religion, based on plantation Christianity, known as Dos Diveros. The Spanish government created a central system which functioned between the years of 1543 and 1834. Essential to allow other countries to sell people to slavery to the Spanish. A population by the late 6th century, most composed of individuals of African Israelite descent, man. All right, Antiquity states in the Journal about Studies that African, all right, but not Africa, those Israelite people had ancient President Iberian Peninsula, right, man. Because the Moors in Spain, even before they converted to Islam. It's in fact the Spanish identity, especially, had been forged on the front lines of African European reaction. All right, so that 1619 prophecy, all right, it ain't fitting that. The scriptures don't fit it, man. All right, it says the Moors right here. What was it, Moors? It said the Moors often served as slaves in Christian Spain. The slaves were captured from Muslim Spain and North Africa and imported to Christian section Iberian Peninsula. It said when the Moors were first evicted from Spain in 1610, more slaves was allowed to stay. However, they were forced to go right. Right, you stay here, you have to follow that plantation Christianity. All right. But the downfall began in 1492. All right. Well, those that it says Spain Moorish slave population was eventually free in the 18th century. All right. So those who talking about the Moors are not Israelites, but you go in the scriptures. All right. If they weren't Israelite, why were they afflicted with the curses? Deuteronomy 28 verse Deuteronomy 20, it said, Amos chapter 3, verse 1 said, hear this word that Yahweh has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which are brought up from the land of Egypt. You only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. All right, so the Moors are punished with most iniquity. Why? Because they're Israelites. All right, so let's go right here. Deuteronomy 28, verse it said, moreover, all the curses, Deuteronomy 28, verse 45 said, moreover, all the curses come upon thee, and pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh, thy power to keep his commandments, and his statute which he command thee. All right, then you go up Deuteronomy 28, verse 43. It said, a stranger that within thee shall get up above thee very high, thou shalt come down very low. He should lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He should be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. That's what happened to the Moors and the Moreno Jews in Spain, man. All right, the Moors and the Moreno Jews, they was on top. When they got conquered, they brought on the bottom, man, which fit the prophecy, man, in the scriptures. All right, proving that the Moors are Israelites. All right. All right. And I said what it says right here. Deuteronomy, go back again. Deuteronomy 28, verse 46. It said, they shall be upon thee for a sign for the one upon thy seed forever. All right. So that was a sign upon the Moors. They was the Israelites, man. All right. Because they fit that prophecy, being a slave and being on the bottom. All right. Let me see. I'm trying to. Let me see. I'm trying to get this right here. I'm trying to find something, but I can't find it right now. Okay, there you go. This was I was looking for. All right. It says in 1462, said Portuguese slave traders began to operate in Seville, Spain. During the 1470s, Spanish merchants began to trade large number of slaves. Slaves were auctioned at market at a cathedral. All right, and subsequently were transported to the cities all over Imperial Spain. This led to the spread of Moorish, all right, was Israelite, African, was Israelites, sorry, not Africans, Christian slavery in Spain. All right, by the 16th century, the Christians could be, cause you had a lot of Moors, they was Christians too, but most likely it was the Moriscos, all right, because a lot of Moors are converted to Christianity, converted to that plantation Christianity, but they was practicing Islam on the sly, so probably when they got busted, all right. It said by the 16th century, 7.3% of the population of Seville, Spain, was slaves. Many historians conclude that the Renaissance and early modern Spain had the highest amount of, I ain't gonna say African Israelite slaves in Europe. Okay, now what is Imperial Spain? Okay, it says the Spanish Empire. All right, Imperial Espanol. All right, Imperial Hispanicum, historian of Hispanic monarchy. Monarchy. All right, it says from the late 15th century, early 19th century, Spain controlled a huge overseas territory in the New World and Asian archipelago. The Philippines, they call the Indies, Spanish Las Indias. It includes the territories in Europe, Africa, and Oceania. The Spanish Empire has been described as the first global empire in history. All right, making them the Edomites, man. It said Esau, Genesis 27, I believe Genesis 27:39. The Esau shall rule the fatness of the earth. Blessed be the fatness of the earth, man. Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges. You know, it says, it's a description also given the Portuguese Empire. It was the world's most powerful empire during the 16th, first half of the 17th century, reaching its maximum extension in the 18th century. The Spanish Empire, the first empire, be called the empire on which the sun never sets. Right, because that's when Esau started coming to his prime, man. All right. All right. This is called Renaissance, means new. All right. All right. So that's the prophet of Esau. Genesis 27, he began to rule the fatness of the earth, man. He began to rule, man. But it's going to be a short while. He come down right now. All right. He had a short time, according to Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. All right. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. Esau's the end of the world. Jacob's beginning that falleth, man. All right. And so let me see some more info. It's from historyofislam.com. It says it is not commonly appreciated that the first target of slavery in West Africa, right? Because the Moors ran into some of the Moors and the Jews, which was basically the same people. It's like that they get kicked out of Spain, some ran into Africa, man. It says it's not commonly appreciated that the first target of slavery in West Africa were the Moors. It says the Portuguese and Spanish referred to all Muslims regardless of racial difference as Moors. This is bullshit. All right. Moors were dark-skinned people, man. They say the description of the first race has come down to us through the writings of Portuguese writer Azur in 1441. A certain young Portuguese captain named Goncalves sailed along the coast of southern Morocco to Mauritania, gathering ivory, hide, and sea lining oil for sale at Lisbon. In a chance account, he met up with a Muslim couple, wounded a man with a javelin, and took them both aboard ships as slaves. It's at the time the jurisdiction of the Portuguese colony of Tangier was with Prince Henry, an enthusiastic supporter of all of a naval thrust along the Atlantic Sea coast outflanking the Maghreb. The couple has been presented to Henry since our opportunity to capture more slaves. He authorized an ambitious raid the same year under seas and experienced Captain Tristel, who familiar with the Atlantic coast of West Africa. It said Captain Goncalves and Tristel netted more than a dozen Muslims and enslaved them. All right, and Lady Henry wrote to Pope Eugene, who gave a decree that capturing the Moors as slaves as part of the crusade, and whoever sailed south in the pursuit would receive abolition of his sins in 1442. It says, I'll just laugh because he's all the false doctrine. He's all makeup. It said this was the origin of the slave trade, which began with the Portuguese pirates on Moroccan coast in 1441. All right. Like I said, man, those slaves were African, those were Israelites, man. The process was systemized in 1444 with the Portuguese Local Company was chartered under Patriot of Prince Henry. All right, so this is it. So shalom.